Okay, looks like we're live. Send out the notification. Today we got Mr. Red Garland playing. Of course, everything runs too slow when I need to record fast. And of course, I could have this all set up before. I could have even just set up the notification right before the stream began. But I wanted the stream to be going so that if I were running into any kind of trouble getting it started, I wouldn't have the notification preceding it. So you go to YouTube, try to get on here, and there'd be nothing there. Hey, good afternoon to you, Gabriel. Good to see you. Just trying to send out notifications for the stream right now. It was taking a little while. Okay. All right, we got 3 people. That's very nice. So don't forget to say hello if you're in the stream. Hopefully, we do not get visited by racists like we were last time. So we kicked that guy out of the stream, but it really bugged me. So I kind of called it a day about a half an hour early last time. I needed to cool down a little bit after that. For showing flags, and the flags are not the only thing which you can be patriotic or show your appreciation for what happened in the history of your country, but apparently that's all that's important for a lot of people, or the most important thing for a lot. I remember after the September 11th attacks, there was a lot of people putting out flags, waving flags. There was a new rash of flag waving. Probably the biggest that I had seen in my lifetime. It was the kind of thing that you expected to see, say after say the conclusion to a military operation, big war, or something like that. The conclusion of the first Gulf War was a little bit like that. This was a lot bigger. Understandably, it was a way for a lot of people to try to feel hopeful, to feel like that they hadn't been defeated, that their spirit would continue on after the terrible attacks of September 11th. But say, at the same time, the W. Bush administration used that as an opportunity to press a lot of neoconservative foreign agenda, which included, say, the invasion of Afghanistan and then later on the invasion of Iraq, made, say, in the eyes of a lot of people, say, people who were protesting, say, these kinds of strategies by the Bush administration, by Dick Cheney, Rumsfeld, and that whole lot. They took it as a sign of anti-patriotism, and it did not help that there was also a rash of flag burning to counterbalance, say, the flag waving. That did not help. That kind of like strengthen both sides in the idea to say that the one was unpatriotic and the other was just nuts. This is the problem that happens quite often, is that the even in the side that is on the whole right, or let's say less wrong, you can find a lot of people whose actions, whose gestures of support of their side will be counterproductive. It will not change minds. It will actually close minds because their tactics are aggressive and grandstanding and somewhat calculated to make certain people look ridiculous. Now, sometimes that's unavoidable. You don't always have to try to make friends with everyone. But on the other hand, you want at least to make sure that the opposition is shrinking in your favor. So, while by all means, you know, be militant enough in the support of your side, but try to find ways to bring the other people over your side. Ways in which you do not alienate them, and ways in which you would actually uh, bring people closer together rather than pushing them apart. Because it could turn out that you will push enough people apart, enough people aside, so that they could form a big coalition against your side. Now that is something that certainly can happen. Okay, live stream going on now. Let me add the people. To give a kind of concrete example, I saw quite often, say, people who were anti W. Bush, anti the Bush administration. They did a good deal, spent a lot of time writing articles, making public comments and whatnot, calling Bush supporters hicks, rednecks, in a derogatory fashion. Some people are proud of being called rednecks, largely because they want to maintain a little dignity in the face of what they regard to be a lot of condescension and snobbery on the part of city folk. Well, anyway, a lot of people on the other side trying to make Bush supporters and whatnot sound like idiots, morons, uh, crazy, and all kinds of things. Well, that didn't that certainly helped drive a wedge in the conversation between the two sides. Because on the one side, you have people who are convinced that they are not only right but sane, and you have the other side who are convinced not only that they're right, but also that the other side is bullying them, being demeaning to them. And so, that will strengthen the resolve to remain apart, as often happens. So, One thing that I try very hard not to do in talking about, say, the people I disagree with is to call them stupid. Um, I think that's very, very important. Not to call the other side stupid. Not to kind of like demean their intelligence, because that's also diminishing their ability to change. If someone is just stupid, if someone is just unintelligent, how far can they go? And what are they supposed to do if they are? Are they supposed to just kind of like follow your lead? Are they supposed to just listen to you because you smart, them dumb? No, no, that's not how we're supposed to um, regard each other in a democracy. That's not how we're supposed to just kind of like regard each other. Period. We're supposed to have a certain kind of attitude about each other, that we can change and grow, and that we can make decisions on our own, that we are free in regards to, say, the kind of decisions that we can make regarding the direction of our country, where we should be heading uh, politically, culturally, all kinds of things like that. It's something that we have to hold on to the idea that, say, that this is a country where anyone can participate as a determining voice in. And regarding one side as just being right because they're smart and the other side being wrong because they're dumb just is, I think, not only counterproductive in terms of changing people's minds and getting them over to your side, but also just wrong and undemocratic. Okay, so I was going on a little bit of a tangent right there, just trying to get the alerts out that we are now live. It's a long process, it's a slow process, I apologize. Trying to fill dead air. And here's the thing, folks, you can personally regard people whatever way you want. You get home, you open the door, you've had a hard day. Well, you've been home already, I'm sure. But, you've had a hard day, and you wanna vent a little bit, and you say to your wife, or you say to your husband, or you say to your boyfriend, or you say to your girlfriend, or you say to your friend, "Boy, what a bunch of idiots out there." Fine, that's you letting off a little bit, but just don't take that public. Don't don't make your private rhetoric your public rhetoric. And that is also not to say that you can't call out people for being wrong. You can't, call out people for being wrong, call them out for being racist, or for being crooked, or for being dishonest, or those kind of things. Just don't demean their intelligence, because again, that is reducing them as a human being. Say, telling them that they've done something wrong, that they've done something crooked, or they've done something evil, even done something bad, does not diminish their humanity. Because in fact, it shows that they have a responsibility, that they can learn from what they have done, that they can realize what they have done, they can realize what they've done wrong, they can realize that they have a power within them to do right. All right, so that's been sent out. So let's go back to the stream. Let's see who we got here. Okay, let's see what we got. We got Tim, we got Andrew, and we got Alex Abeda. Hello, hello. Good to see you all. So, how's everyone doing? Okay, I finally sent out notifications. Sorry it took such a ghastly long time. 15 freaking minutes. 15 freaking minutes of me just going on and on about, say, civil discourse. Okay, so how's everyone doing? Hello, hello. This will be one of the last live streams that we'll be doing for this semester, because I don't need to tell you, we are winding down the semester. So Hope everyone is able to stay on top of their project. Remember to let me know the moment things start to go wrong. The moment things start to go wrong, give me a call, send me an email, do whatever you can to get a hold of me, and tell me what's going on, and we'll see to it right away. I had a few students already telling me that they were having trouble with the group project report for the critical thinking course, and we were able to take care of it. Gabriel, I have not heard the shocking news, whatever the shocking news is, because I have decided to stay off of the news a little bit, stay off of Twitter, stay off of Facebook, because I had a full-blown panic attack the other day. I was just entirely overwhelmed by a tweet that went out from the president. It really put me in sort of like a tailspin of worry, a tailspin of just kind of like incredulity that this kind of play would have been done, and so on. So I have not heard what the shocking news is. Yeah, we missed you last week. We missed you, Tim. Let's see here. We missed you, but we're glad that you're here with us today, Tim. That's fine. It's okay. You know, it is not. It is say needless to say, it is not mandatory to show up in these streets. When I do courses next semester, not the summer, but the fall semester, I will be having these kinds of chats again. I don't think I have any good reason to make them mandatory for people who for class members. It's kind of just making myself available for those who can make themselves available for me, and not everyone can be on the computer or whatever device you're using to be on these things. You know, some people don't have them at home. It is I think imperative not to make that kind of assumption. Gabriel, what is the school news that you're talking about? Tell me what the school news is. I am going to be right back. I've got to go to the bathroom. Let's see if I can leave a note to that effect. Okay, I am back. Yes, Gabriel. We have decided to do online or remote education for the fall semester. I think we talked about this in the last stream, but yeah, the more people who hear about it, the better we are. Um, pretty much it's going to be going remote for the fall semester. Now, that's the plan going in. The plan could change because up until just about a couple of weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were operating on the kind of idea that we might be doing remote education, but we might not. But we've decided, to hedge our bets and to go ahead on the assumption that, that it's best to remain closed for the fall semester. So it's not really that much of a shock. It's not anything we want, but we were looking ahead for this as a possibility. Um, I remember I asked the dean about a month ago, the dean of social sciences, whether we were planning to do all of our classes remotely, because as it happened, Cal State Fullerton went in that direction. And I asked the dean, and he said that no, we're going to move it. Yeah, we're going to have summer being done remotely, but we are still planning to keep the school, planning to open up the school for the fall. Well, that's not how it wound up. Say a few weeks ago, we decided to do it as remote education, online education for the fall. So something I'm going to have to prepare for. I'm going to try to do it a lot better than I did it, say, the other half of this semester. Yeah, it was a very hard thing to do, but I'm going to try to be a lot more prepared for it when we come back for fall. I think what I need to do, I need to purchase a whiteboard and have that here behind me or on the other side of the room, and do my lecture videos that way. And that way it'll be kind of like me moving around a little bit. That might be a little bit more engaging than just me sitting here at the desk. And yeah, try to do all kinds of things. Working from home sucks. I don't like it. I do not like working from home. I miss being able to go out to work, seeing my coworkers, seeing my students. I miss my students. I miss seeing them. I miss seeing their faces. It takes away a lot of what made teaching really attractive for me, doing it like this. Nothing can really replace that moment where both teacher and student have kind of like come to a better understanding of things. It's never supposed to be just going one way, from teacher to student. Uh, some teachers think it's that way. I think that's just no. Ideally, it goes both ways. The teacher is supposed to develop a better understanding of things along with the student. There was a great 20th century philosopher named Deleuze who I'm sort of like in friendly battle with, but there's still a lot of things to be said that I like. One of the things that he said we like is that the best teachers are those who learn with the students. And the best teaching experience is when you are learning with the professor or with the instructor, that you are doing things with them, you are actively thinking with them. Both are happening. Both it's happening both with the teacher and with the student. I can't get that now. At least I can't get it the same way. At least in the way where I could pick up on the signs a little bit better, a little bit easier when I had students in the classroom. So I miss that. Another thing too, as I think a lot of you may have experienced now, working from home means that you really can't get away from work. Work is always there. I could go to campus, take care of everything there on campus, and go home and not have to worry about work for the rest of the day, or at least enough time where I felt like I had gone to a place that was safe from work. Because I love my job, but I don't want to be always doing my job. I need a break from my job. We all need a break. Right? So it feels like I don't have kind of like a refuge any longer, a place where I can take a break because it's always there. I thought a power tool just made a noise that sounded like my father yawning, and so what the hell? My dad here? Okay, no, it's just a power tool. Okay, so I think what I should do for this stream is go over the answers to the quiz for critical thinking and the quiz for ethics, because it turned out to be a pretty tough one. And I don't know whether that's because of just how the semester has gone or what, or the fact that I wrote the quiz in a way that was confusing, or you know, not enough people were following along with the material. I can at least say that making sending out quizzes by email and getting the answers emailed back. I can at least say that doesn't mean that it's all just going to be 100% correct answers. That even if people are kind of like working from the notes at home while they're doing the quiz, and remember I asked them not to do that. But even if they're doing something like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get all the answers correct. So there's still the aspect of the challenge there, which is a good thing. That's a very good thing. And of course, there's also a possibility that I just haven't taught the subject well. It was another worry of mine. Anyway, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to look through the answers. Hi there, Alex. Alex Irwin is here. Everything is going all right. Just kind of like to recap what we've been talking about so far. Say, Gabriel once again brought up the fact that we are planning to do remote education for the fall semester. Now, as I said, that's how we're looking at the fall semester right now. That may change, but work under the assumption that we will be doing remote education for the fall. That's how we're planning to go ahead. Hey, Sam Aguilar is here. Hello. Hope you're doing well too. Thank you very much. Um, and let's see. Oh, Andrew didn't take the quiz. Yes, Andrew, it is possible for you to still take the quiz. Okay, so Andrew still needs to take the quiz. Can't do the answers for the stream. Um, for the Thursday stream. Thursday, we will go over the answers for the quiz. So, Andrew, do the quiz and get me the answers back before 1 p.m. on Thursday, because 1 p.m. Thursday is when we're scheduled to do the live stream. Okay. All right. So, what should we do then, since we're not going to do that now? So, yeah, Andrew, go ahead and do the quiz. So, what should we do instead of that? Well, we still have end of the semester stuff to talk about. We still have two things, and then this thing is over. And that is for the critical thinking course. That is the final exam and the group project report. Oh, Gabriel is right. Yeah, I'm sorry, Andrew. Not 1 p.m. Thursday, 1 p.m. Friday. By 1 p.m. Friday. I'm sorry. I confused the day in which I'm supposed to send out video lectures with the day in which I do the second live stream of the week. I do the second live stream of the week on Friday, not Thursday. So get me the answers to the quiz before 1 p.m. Friday. All right, thank you very much, Gabriel. Thank you for that correction. Yes, I did mean that. Okay. Where was I? Okay. Um, instead of doing that, what you want to do, Sam, is you want to ask me what your grade is. I don't have everyone's grade posted on Canvas, but you can always ask me, and I can tell you what the grade is. Okay, and Andrew also says for quiz 3, yeah, do quiz 3. Do that too. Give me both quiz 3 and quiz 4 by Friday. Okay. Sam is concerned about whether uh, grades will become posted. Grades will not become posted, but you can find out what the grade is from me. Ask me what the grade is, and I'll tell you what it is, and I'll tell you whether it is something that you will, that I can give you a passing grade or not. Of course, if you don't have the midterm in, it's not going to be a passing grade. So you've got to make sure that you've got the stuff turned in. The midterm's a big part of the grade. If you don't have that in, uh, you're not going to have a passing grade. So make sure those things are in. Then, you know, it's almost a sure bet that you'll have a passing grade. As I've told the stream a lot of times before, as long as you are turning things in, it doesn't even matter whether you're getting 100% on them. If you're turning things in, you're getting points on them. If you're turning things in and you did not plagiarize, if I didn't catch you stealing someone's work, you'll get points for that assignment, and you will be in a position to pass the class. Everyone who has been turning work in will pass the class. That does not mean they will get an A grade, but they will get a passing grade. So that's the condition, folks. Turn things in for the course, you will pass the course. Turn things in and do, as good of a job as can be done on them, of course, that's going to mean you get a better grade. But it would still be a passing grade if everything is just turned in. Okay. Andrew says, "Sorry, I lack motivation." And I don't. It's perfectly understandable, Andrew. We are not in a time right now where we were kind of like prepared on how to kind of like keep students motivated as best we can. Hopefully, going into the fall semester, we've learned a thing or two about that, about how to kind of like keep students engaged, interested, feel like they're participating, and that kind of thing. And I know that say if like me, you've been having kind of like difficulties anyway, uh, emotionally, mentally, and those kind of things. This can be a very for you. And that's something that we knew we had to give students a lot of leeway on. That we have to take in consideration the fact that say just because they're not at school, that does not mean that they actually have kind of like more time or more energy to do more things. Sometimes quite the contrary. I feel I feel more tired than ever because I'm not able to go out and do things. Uh, I don't know. I probably am not the only person either who's put on a little bit of quarantine weight. So all of these things are discouraging, but we can do the best we can to get through, and we can get through it, and we will get through it. So yeah, Andrew, if you can get me quiz 3, quiz 4 by Friday, that'll be fine. And Andrew, if you can't get them to me by Friday, tell me. Let me know. Don't feel bad about telling me. And if it's the worst thing possible is that you just don't care to tell me, or it's just too much of a bother to me. Not much I can do about that. But never feel bad about telling me that you need more time. And that goes for the rest of you too. Never feel bad about telling me you need more time or you need help or anything like that. That's my job. The more that you can engage with me, the more I can feel like I'm motivated myself. All right, so like I said, we'll help each other out here. Alex says, when will we be having our final? I will be sending the final exam around on Wednesday, May 20th. It's scheduled for May 21st, but I'm sending it early. I decided to send it early. Now, on The 18th, on May 18th, Tuesday, May 18th, that will be the day in which the final exam review will be going out. The final exam review, it will tell you what subjects will be covered, and say what kind of like the things I'll be quizzing you on in general, and it will also include the essay topics, you know, for the essay portion, just like for the midterm. We'll include those. You will get the midterm on Wednesday. You will get it the very next day, and it will not be due until Friday. It will not be due until Friday, 11:59 p.m. Alex says, "Can we turn in the philosophy report? For the ethics class. He's talking about the philosopher of ethics report for the ethics class. And if you mean turn it in any time before the due date, yes. If you got it done, you can turn it in to me. A few students have actually done that already, and I thankfully have written their names down so I don't forget who they are, because it's difficult going through all those emails and trying to find, say, who sent things in early. But you can turn it in any time before the due date, the due date being any time on the 21st, anytime Thursday, May the 21st. If you need more time, I can't give much more time. I could probably only go until Friday, Saturday. Friday, Saturday at the latest. Okay. So, anytime on Thursday, turn in that report to me. And that's also true for the critical thinking class. The critical thinking class, the group report is due Thursday, May 21st. How many weeks have we left? We are in the penultimate week. Say this is the last week before the week of finals. So 2 weeks. 2 weeks count, including the week of finals. That's how much time we have left. And that's how much time you have left to take care of final projects, which means, and like I said, don't panic. Keep calm. If you are running into any difficulty finishing the end of semester projects, whether it's the projects for the critical thinking course or the projects for the ethics course, tell me. Don't feel ashamed. Do not feel ashamed. And do not panic about it either. Stay calm. Let me know. Let me know what the problem is, and we'll figure out how to take care of it. It may not be as bad as you think. You may still be able to fix it and have things go just as we had planned it. That can still happen. Many times it's kind of like being stymied, being blocked by a concern that really is not that much of a concern at all. So it could be that. But if you have any questions, any problems, you need to tell me. Okay. So, again, this is the word on my part. Okay. Esmeralda says, "Hello. Thank you very much for being here, Esmeralda. How are you doing? How's everyone doing?" Okay. How is everyone doing? Oh, never mind. I do need to write myself a note. Because I think what I have to do on my end is that I have to kind of like set things up for the students to do the pass, no pass thing as an option for the grades. Okay, so I need to remind myself to do that today. Okay, set up grading. We have pass, no pass option for students. and the faculty senate sent out instructions on how to do that. I won't be too thick-headed enough to not understand the direction. Okay, that's not says good. How about you? I'm doing okay. Had kind of a difficult day yesterday. I had a little bit of a panic attack, but I'm doing better. I'm doing a lot better. I'm just taking a break from the news right now. I'm just taking a break from the news. I'll find out about the important stuff somehow, but I just can't handle the constant political distractions right now. I will be able to again, but I need some time. I need some space. I need some moment where I can breathe again. I'm gonna get a little heart palpitations from the kind of stuff that's been going on. So that's not a good thing. I pull myself away. Oh, Tim says so. You can already see it on my gateway. It's already set up already. I thought that I had to kind of like activate it onto my gateway. So you it's already there in place, Tim. You don't have to actually do anything aside from letting us know that we are able to change to pass no pass. Okay, so I've done that several times already, but it always bears repeating. You can do pass no pass as an option. If you want to know what your grades are, ask me. I'll tell you, and I'll tell you the likelihood of you getting a passing grade if you just want to do the passing grade. Okay. All right. Thank you, Tim. It's already set up. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Tim. That's good. I feel already accomplished. I feel like I've already done a lot today. It's nice to have that kind of thing taken off me. We are so confused right now, we instructors, about say what's going on, what we're supposed to do. This is not what we've been trained for. I've been teaching for about 6 years now, and we've never had to do anything like this before. It was nuts. All right, Alex has got stuff to do. He's a busy fellow, so we're gonna say goodbye to Alex. Bye bye, Alex. Hope you're doing all right, and we'll hope to see you again next time. Take care of yourself. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything about say uh, grades, midterms, finals, final projects, reports, those kind of things? Anything like that? Anything like that at all? I can help out on. See, while you guys are thinking of questions, we can talk about movies again. If you guys like talking about movies, there was a nice person who just showed up in our chat last time we were doing. Not the racist from England, but a nice person. I think their name was Quotidian Echo or something like that. It had Echo in it, and it had a cat picture. And yeah, he was saying some nice things. I guess this is the risk of going live, that anyone can find out that you're live. Unless you could do it like as a kind of like a private chat thing, but I don't know how to do that. I need to look into that. There is something to look into for next semester. But all the movies that I gave as my favorite films were live action movies, and I like that say Gabriel and some other people, including that Echo guy. Jennifer Ramirez asked, "Will we know our grades by May 23rd?" Yes, you will, but you have to ask me. You know, I can tell you your grade today. I can tell you what your grade is today, and you can decide whether to do pass no pass for May 23rd. Because the thing is that if you decide to do pass no pass, that still doesn't mean that you're going to get a pass. You can get a no pass because you do not have the right grade for it. So yeah, find out what your grade is from me. I will tell you what your grade is, and I can do that. I can do that today. I can tell you what your grade is. Um, I've got it all written down. I can just look across the line of the assignments and the assignment grade, and I can see, yeah, that's a pass grade. So Esmeralda asked, when do you send grades out for those that are supposed to graduate? Grades are supposed to go out. Um, I can't remember the exact date, but it's within. I think it's within the week after after finals week. After finals week, a week after that, I need to have all the grades in. And if you know, you've got to, if I do the pass, no pass kind of thing, if you get a passing grade, that will work toward your graduation. Okay. Now, my understanding is what you want is a letter grade for transcript. Okay, so they'll be able to see, why you have kind of like the point average that you do. Okay. Yeah. You're welcome, Esmeralda. Anytime. Anytime you got a question. Yeah. So Jennifer, if you want to know what your grades are, by all means ask me, and I'll send that over to you today. And I'll also include, and this is not necessarily for you, Esmeralda, but just for anyone. If you are struggling with the class, if you haven't turned everything in, I will let you know the likelihood of you getting a passing grade if you do well in the final, or your group did well on the final project, or or the the philosopher of ethics report. By the way, I'll say this just to make things a little bit easier. Those who are turning in the group project for critical thinking, if you get me that group project, get it done, send it to me, I guarantee you a C or better. Guaranteed. Actually, let me boost that up. Guarantee you B or better. Guaranteed B or better if you get that into me. Get the group project report into me. Thursday of next week. Get it done, get it sent to me. Guaranteed B or better grade. Doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be as good as you want it to be. Oh no, the sun's coming out. See, isn't that inspirational? Still, I don't like how it makes my pasty Irish face even more pasty and Irish. Oh, you're welcome, Jennifer. Anytime, anytime. So just shoot that over to me. So, I will send out an email about this, but stick to that. Stick to my word. My word. As long as I can remember it, is as solid as oak. Get the group project into me. Just get it sent in, whatever stage it is, whatever stage it is in. Get the work over to me. Guaranteed B grade or better. Now for the ethics course. Get the final ethics project into me, the report. The report on the philosopher of ethics. Get that sent in on the day that it is due. Thursday, May 21st. Get it sent in to me. And I guarantee you a B or better grade on it. You may not get an A, but you will at least get a B on it. I promise you that. A little bit of an incentive for you to finish it and get it done. A little bit of an incentive maybe to make sure you can talk to your group. All right, Esmeralda's got a question. If I still want a letter grade instead of a pass, no pass, can I still get it? If answered, this is no. Don't worry about it, Esmeralda. Don't worry about it. So this stream is here so that people who have questions can get the questions answered, and doesn't matter whether it's the same question that's already been asked or not. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I understand why people might feel embarrassed worrying about, say, whether everyone's already asked the question or got the answer. Now, don't worry about that. The stream is here to answer questions. So Esmeralda, yes, yes, you can still get the letter grade. My understanding is that if you uh, if you decide not to do the pass no pass option, it's an option. If you decide not to do the pass no pass option, which you all can decide to do by May 23rd, that's my understanding. May 23rd is the date in which you need to have made up your mind whether you want to do pass no pass for the grade. But you don't have to do that. You can just let things stay as they are and get the letter grade. So my understanding is that if you do not want to do the pass no pass option, just don't worry, just do the work, turn it in, and go about your merry way, and you will get the letter grade as you would have normally gotten it. Okay, so Esmeralda say, you do not need to do pass no pass. You can just have the letter grade go in instead. Gabriel says, I feel like I'm in a suspenseful movie right on the point at the end of the climax through the ending. Well, thankfully, this is a part of a series, but unfortunately, it is not as well bankrolled as the Marvel movies, and certainly the fatigue for the series seems to have crept in a little bit earlier than it did for the Marvel movies. Everyone else says, thank you. Honestly, hate this COVID-19 stuff. It just needs to end. We're working on it. We're working on it. We've got to do what we can to make sure more people don't get sick. This is not like the flu. We're not prepared for this like the flu. We don't have a vaccine for it, so we got to do what we can for the sake of the people who are vulnerable, for the sake of the people who have poor immune systems, people who are old, people who are very young. We need to do what we can to make sure they stay safe. So, here's, I think, something very positive about this. And this is something that I was going to bring up for kind of like my end of the semester lecture that I was going to do along with the final review stuff. But I'll kind of like I'll look ahead to that and what I'm going to say right here. I think what we are seeing right now in the way in which people have been doing what they can, even at great personal cost. At great personal cost, we have not gone out and done our normal routine. At great personal cost, we have done this. It is not an easy thing to suddenly be denied these opportunities as we once kind of like took them for granted that we could all just go out and do this whenever we wanted to. At great personal cost, we have given that up momentarily. Now, a moment is an indefinite period of time. A moment is an indefinite period of time. So even though we say this is momentarily, that still can mean it can last for a while. And we've already done this for a while, and I think on the whole, we've been doing a pretty damn good job showing how much we actually care about each other. So when it comes to ethics, when it comes to kind of like, the difference between right and wrong, say what's good and bad and whatnot, I don't have all the answers. I can maybe provide some points of view on it, my own take on certain things, but really the essential thing is the fact that we have a concernful feeling for other people. So we do not want other people to get hurt, not just for ourselves, but just for them as well. Look and see how much we have decided to sacrifice for them. We've given up a lot of things that we took for granted, and a lot of things that we missed terribly, so that other people would not be hurt. I think that's marvelous. I think I think we should really start looking at the fact that we are showing remember the old triumph of the human spirit thing. Well, I think we are, by and large. Of course, not everyone, but by and large, we are doing a lot to make sure that other people are not being hurt, are not being sick. We've given up a good deal, and we'll keep on doing it for as long as we can. Even if, here's the thing, folks, even if we were suddenly to break down, even if we were to suddenly kind of like go nuts and say, I can't take this any longer, it would have taken a lot longer than a lot of people would have expected us. Here's the thing that I've kind of like have developed over the years. Like a lot of people, you have a long period of being a teenager. The tendency the kind of attitude that you tend to get as a teenager is one of cynicism. Is the kind of like expectation that that given the option between good or bad, people will choose the bad because it's the easier one, or they're self-interested. Which is not to say there are not a lot of selfish, self-interested people out there. There definitely are, and they're definitely um, causing a lot of problems, a lot of problems. But learned since my teenagedom, and Lord knows my teenagedom lasted almost all the way through my 20s. I have learned since that period to see that things do not always conform to one's expectations, and that you shouldn't just kind of like retroactively screw with the data to make it kind of like fit a different kind of explanation. Things are a lot more complex than any kind of like simple explanation we can give for them. But we should also, realize that say that things can't be just simply explained away. We can still see a lot of things that seem to support, say, a positive, optimistic hypothesis regarding people. If I were to say, by and large, we will do what we can to make sure that others are safe, that others are not being hurt, that others do well, will live healthily, will live without pain, and that we are willing to give up a lot of things for it. This is evidence. This is evidence that we will do that. And like I said, even if we break down and fail, we will at least have lasted longer than a lot of people would have expected us to. So I think this is cause for hope. We should not just have hope because, say, sooner, eventually, say, the outbreak will die off. Eventually, say, this will be a matter of history. Eventually, say, we are going to be going into a different period, a post COVID-19 period. That's something I can almost guarantee you as a mathematical certainty. Of course, you should never guarantee anything of the future with mathematical certainty because that's impossible. But I want to say what I can to give you guys some hope, and I think we have very good reasons for hope. But we will be moving into that period with also not just the businesses back open. Well, hopefully a few of them back open. Hopefully the bars back open. We'll not only be going into a new period, say after say this disease has taken its course, but we should be moving in the period with the kind of realization of what we did to get there, how much we tried, and how much we suffered, and how much we continued to try despite our suffering to get to that point. I think that's marvelous, and I think that is something uh, to really be hopeful about. The fact that we would do something like that. A lot of people will point out that this has kind of like drawn our attention to how much is needed as kind of safety measures, not just in case this were to happen again, but just in case almost anyone suddenly gets sick, lose their job, lose their means of funding for their health care and so on. Because the truth is that this happened already to a lot of people prior to there being any outbreak. A lot of people were already going through situations where they were didn't have any money, didn't have anything to fall back on. Some people are fortunate. Some people have a lot of resources. Others do not. Just like in the situation that currently going through, we realize just how easily we can all be caught off our guard and easily find out that we do not have the resources needed to meet the situation. So when we come out of this, hopefully we're going to take a lesson from them, just like we took a lesson from the Great Depression. Now, here's the thing about, say, learning lessons. Sometimes they can be forgotten. Hopefully, what's already happened by the time that happens is that the lesson has been kind of like so ingrained into the fabric of the society, into kind of like the societal mechanism or into the government or whatever, that even if we were to forget it, say we would still kind of like take it for granted that we would have some stuff already there for us. I'm thinking of Medicare and Medicaid, the GI Bill, and all those kind of things that we once did not have it. And even people who are crazy enough to try to get rid of Social Security, ugh, oh boy, that's not. Even people who are crazy enough trying to get rid of Social Security, they'll still say things like, "Oh, but don't touch Medicare and Medicaid. Don't touch the GI Bill." These things that we now regard as essential that we did not when they were first introduced. But we found just how much we need them and how much we can all benefit from them from being there. So whatever lessons we learned from this, hopefully that gets translated into some sort of law, into some sort of program that we will then regard as essential and not get rid of, even if we go nuts in other areas down the road. Okay, so it's happened before, it could happen again. I think we've got very good cause for hope, folks. We got very, very good cause for hope. Okay. All right. So I've rambled on a little bit. So does anyone have any further questions about end of the semester stuff, about say about the quizzes or so on? There are still some people who need to do the quizzes, so I was going to be doing the answers today on the stream, but I decided not to because we still have some people who need to do them. Anything at all about that? So let me take this as an opportunity to reiterate the promise I made to you that for the critical thinking class, if you and your group get the group project into me Thursday, May 21st, I guarantee for you a B or higher for the grade. That's a B or higher guarantee if you get the work in. That's true for the ethics class too, for the philosopher of ethics project. You get that thing into me on Thursday, the 21st, guaranteed B or better grade. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Now, what if it turns out you can't get it into me? Then you've got to tell me. You've got to tell me that you run into a problem. I'll say, okay, I'll give you one more day or 2 more days on it. And I will still give to you my promise that when you get that thing in,
get B or better. But you have to tell me that there is a problem first. You have to tell me there is a problem first. Okay? All right. I think that's all right. I think that's a little bit of a nice treat for all the hard work you're doing. Guaranteed for you, B or higher grade between the working. Now, for the final exam, of course, I can't promise you that because the final exam has a it's just too sacred, to promise anything like that. But I do think that if you know, go through the lecture notes, ask me questions, watch the video lectures, watch these live streams in which I kind of go into more details on certain things, but you will do just fine on the final exam. Remember, the big project is the report project, the Philosopher of Ethics report for the ethics class, and the group project for the critical thinking course. Okay, make sure to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, folks. All right. So, what do you think? Do you think we should call it an early day, let you guys get back to work, let you guys go get some lunch or something like that? I still have to send out lectures for today, the new lecture notes. I got to send out stuff about Aristotle's ethics for the ethics course, and have to do illicit major, illicit minor, and undistributed middle for the critical thinking course. So I still need to send those out today. So send those out. I'll do the video versions of those lectures. I'll get them up as soon as I can until like late tonight when they'll get finally loaded and available to view. Anyone have any further questions? Any questions at all? Are we all good? Let me know if we're good. Let you listen to the beautiful piano stylings of Red Garland. He's doing Thelonious Monk stuff before Thelonious Monk was doing Thelonious Monk stuff. Gabriel says I'm good. Okay. All right. So anyone has any further questions, send me an email, send me a text, give me a call. Okay. All right. All right. Gabriel says we've got to go. All right. So I will go too. All right. Take care of yourselves and be seen.